Okay, y'all. This is nothing edited. Look at that. Y'all see that? I'm just going to try to zoom in on the prices just so you can see. Oh, damn. Probably too much. Alright, let's just see. $1.66, $1.51, and $1.56 again. Now, what's in here? Yes. Pig's feet. Yes. Yes, indeed. Okay. These here. These here. Now, these are the fresh ones. We have a challenge coming up again with Shea Bear, Nancy, Kim, Monkey 1000, and whomever else joins in. But anyway, I went to the store and I went to 2 of them and I could not find any of the jarred ones, which last time I got the jarred ones, now granted it wasn't at Walmart, it was at an expensive store here called Brookshire Brothers, and I got, it says pig feet on the jar, Hormel pig feet. However, there wasn't but one in there, and I'm trying to find something that's close to the size, about like this with a smaller shank, about like that piece right here with a shank that size, and that was it. That's all that's in it. That is not pig feet, that is pig foot, and I paid over $5. Anyway, and Walmart does sell them for, I think, $3.58 or whatever a jar, but you're still going to get 1 foot. So I decided I'm gonna make me some. I'm gonna make some fresh ones. I've already done a video on the on me eating the store-bought Hormel pickled pig feet. So I'm gonna make my own. I'm gonna do them in a pressure cooker, and who knows? I might bring y'all along when I decide to cook them. But what I'm gonna tell you is, first off, I'm gonna wash these really well. I'm gonna put them on the stove. I'm gonna bring them up to a boil for about 15 minutes. Then I'm going to remove the pig feet. I'm going to rinse them off real good. Then I'm going to put them in my pressure cooker, and I'm going to fill it up to the level that I'm supposed to, and I will cook them for about an hour. But I'm not going to go through step by step on the video. But as I go along, I will. Stay tuned. Okay, I've washed the pig's feet, rinsed them, washed them, rinsed them again, and washed them. They're in the pot now for their first boil for 15 to 20 minutes. And like I said, I'm going to drain them, rinse them off again. Into the pressure cooker they go with the water, and it'll be ready to start cooking at that point. But right now, the reason I'm boiling them is 2 reasons. 1, to disinfect them. 2, this foamy, scummy stuff comes off of it, and I really don't want that in with my pig's feet. Okay, the pig's feet are now in the pressure cooker, and when that gets a steady little chicken like that going, now I've got to go over here. See that right there? I don't want it that high. Now I'll reduce my heat. That'll settle down in just a second. I'm going to set my timer. I decided I'm going to set it for an hour, and then I'm going to let it release, natural release. I'm not going to put it under running water to cool it down and all that like some people do to hurry up. I want to natural release, and we'll see how tender they are from there. And what's in the pot right now is 8 cups of water, about a half a cup of vinegar, and we'll see what they're like when they're done. There's a little bit more to this to go, but I just wanted to let y'all see this process. Okay. Okay, just a little update on the little pig's feet that are cooking. You hear that hissing sound? That is normal. That's what you're going to hear mostly throughout the cooking process with this particular type of pot. A lot of the pots They jiggle the whole time. This one here, it'll start jiggling for a little bit, then it'll do this steady stream of steam release from the top. It's a fiberware. With this particular pot here, I just got this one about 6 months ago, and I can tell you, this is not one of the better pots I've ever had. No, this is not a pot review. But when you put that lid on, you have to press down with your left hand while you use your right hand to get it to seal the lid and the handle. Because you see that little pin right there? If that pin's not up, it's never going to come up to a pressure. And once that pin does pop up, that's when, according to the directions of this particular pot, that you put the regulator on it. I've never owned a pot like that. It's always been put the regulator on, close it, the little pin pops up, and it's ready to go. I won't buy this brand again. I also will say that I have owned 3 different electric pressure cookers. Within 6 to 9 months, each one of them went out. They're not for a person who wants to cook in them every day like I was doing, because I do a lot of meal prep. And like I said, I went through 3 of them in less than a year's time. So I don't plan on buying another one of those. However, I forgot the name of the brand that I had before, but I will look it up because I still have one of the old pots. As a matter of fact, I still have a cookbook to it. Find that brand and buy that one, because I'm really not satisfied with this pot. But this is what you're looking for steam wise, as far as steam flow goes, and the pig's feet are well on their way to being done. Okay guys, it's at the natural release state right now. I turned it off the fire. That pin's still up. As long as that pin's still up, I'm not messing with it. But I wanted to do the natural release like I said earlier. The reason behind that is it's still cooking. The meat's still cooking. It may be fall apart tender, which I don't care if it is like fall apart tender, but I don't want it where it's tough as a bull neither, because I'm not messing with that. I'll do it again. I have had to reprocess pig feet before. Now these were real small ones. The last ones I did, oh God, they must have come off of hogs, not pigs, because these are smaller pig's feet than what I've done in the past. So I did let them go for an hour. Now we're just in the release process. Once they release and I take the lid off and all that good stuff, I'll be back and show you that. Okay y'all, it pressured down. Only took 35 minutes for that to happen. Anyway, let's see if I can get in there with a fork. Trying to see what I'm doing and watch the camera. It's not working well. Oh yes. Pork tender. That's what it's got a little pull, which is good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove them from this pot with a strainer. Strainer spoon. Y'all know. One of these slotted spoons. I'm going to lay them out on a pan. I'm going to let them cool, and I'm going to remove part of the bones, but they're going to have to cool. They're going to have to cool for about an hour, 35 minutes to an hour at least, and I'll remove some of the bone, then I'll go back to the next process. Okay, I'll keep y'all updated. Okay, the pig feet out of the pot have been separated. These are what I call the tootsies, where the toes are at and everything. I mean, I'm going to leave some bones in, but I'm trying to get as much of it out as I can. And these are the shank part of the pig's feet. And they are like tender, so I shouldn't have a problem getting quite a bit of the bones out. Okay, then we will move on to the other process. Now remember I said all I put was a half a cup of vinegar in with that 8 cups of water. That's not enough vinegar, but that vinegar does help to tenderize. It does have a vinegary taste, but not quite to my satisfaction. we'll get to that once I start deboning these little boogers. But I wanted to show you. There we go. Okay, y'all, as y'all know, this empty pan here, it had what I call the Tootsie's toes in it. They're right here. I decided against deboning those. And as far as the shanks go, they're right here. I only removed the big bones. Those right there. Now I'm in the process right now of making the brine. And I'm going to pour the brine over the top of mine. I'm not putting them in a pot and reboiling them. They're too tender. If I do that, I'm just going to have a mess on my hands. So the brine is going to consist of 3.5 cups of that stock that was left over, 3/4 of a cup of vinegar, and 2 cups of water. Okay, to that I added 2 tablespoons of garlic powder, a tablespoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of black pepper, a tablespoon of onion powder, and a couple of bay leaves. That right now is cooking on the stove. I'm bringing it up to a boil. Once it comes up to a boil, I'm going to let it sit for about 10 to 15 minutes. I'll turn it off and let it sit for about 10 to 15 minutes, and I will pour it over the top of these, and I'm going to call it good. Okay, change the game plan again. I can see all that fat floating on top of that pot. Okay, that's not going in these pig's feet. That's just not going to happen. So what I'm going to do, and I did read online, it can be done. I can cool the pig's feet, the shanks, and put them in the refrigerator, basically. Let these get down to room temperature, put them in the refrigerator. Same with this, is let this get down to room temperature and put it in the fridge, skim it, and it's not going to hurt anything to reheat, to basically just take what's underneath the fat and everything and put it on top of these pig feet, because I didn't do all that work, clean up, make that big of a mess, and have to turn around and clean it up to ruin my pig's feet. I'm just not going to eat greasy pig's feet. I've had them before. I don't like them. And I'll be back when that process happens, which will be tomorrow. Okay, y'all, this is the next day. You'll see that white gooey gunk. That's coming off there. I did not want that to be in with my pig's feet, and the pig's feet are getting cold now. I'm going to remove this. I'm going to skim this off the top of here and see what's below it, and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back again. I skimmed all the stuff, the fat off the top. Let's see if I can make it do it. That's jelly. So what I'm going to do, and I tasted it, and to me, I overshot on the vinegar, and I don't really want that much gel on my pig's feet like the ones that you get out of the store. So what I'm going to do is like mix equal parts of this with water until I get it to the consistency that I actually want. I will heat it up slightly. I'll probably just put it in the microwave. Put this gel in the microwave, then add some cold filtered water to it, and then I will take that and pour it on top of the pig's feet and the pig shanks that I have already. And once I do that, I'll show you the end product when I'm done with that, because that's all really there is to what I'm doing right now. Okay, y'all, it's a done deal. What I ended up doing was taking 1.5 cups of the gel and mixing it with 2 16.5 bottles of purified ice cold water, and I did add about 2 teaspoons of garlic powder and a teaspoon of pepper, and I ended up going ahead and putting 2 teaspoons of salt in there as well. That's additional to what is in the in the start of the video. Anyway, let me see, get over here. These are the actual feet with the toes right here, and then this over here is the shanks. Now that's actually my favorite part, is the shank. But I'm going to put these in the refrigerator. I'm going to let them do their thing, let them pickle. Take about 6 to 12 hours actually, because they were cooked in vinegar. So they're really ready to eat right now, but I like them when they've been marinated in this stuff, if that makes any sense. So when I get ready to taste one of these, I don't know if it's going to be when Shea Bear does his pig feet hog head cheese challenge that I challenged him to. If we're going to do that, if I'm going to do it Saturday night, I might jump on it sometime today. Whenever I decide to take a taste of it, I'll put it out there. No, I'm going to wait. I'm going to do like everybody else. I'll wait till Saturday. Hopefully, I can hurry up and jump on these. Alright, nothing edited out.